The AI race has definitely started, but the finish line, it's not what you think. See, by 2026, the big question isn't going to be, hey, what can AI do? It's going to be, so what have you done with it? Today, we're going to walk through the playbook to make sure you're on the winning side of that question. Okay, let's just soak this in for a second. This chart right here, it tells a story of speed like we've never seen before. The telephone, 50 years to get to 50 million people. The internet took 7 years. And generative AI, just 2 months. This isn't just things getting a little faster. This is a totally different ballgame. It's a fundamental break from the past. And it's why everyone feels this incredible pressure to keep up. And this quote from a CIO, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the problem we're all facing. That old playbook of doing a careful, multi-year study, it's just out the window. By the time you've actually finished analyzing a new AI tool, it's already old news, replaced by something way better, faster, and probably cheaper. So this new reality, it forces a really critical shift in how we think. We're moving out of that phase of just endless, fun experiments, the lab phase, and we're entering a time where the only thing that really matters is driving real, measurable business value. We're moving to the production line. And this right here, this shows exactly why the pace is never, ever slowing down. It's a flywheel. It's not just one thing improving. It's everything improving everything else, all at the same time. You get better tech, that leads to more apps, which create more data, which pulls in more investment. You see how it works. This isn't just innovation. It's a self-fueling engine of change that's just getting started. So, what does all this compounding innovation actually look like in the real world? Well, AI is literally breaking out of our computers. It's becoming a partner, both in our physical world and in our digital workflows. We're talking robots in warehouses and AI assistants sitting in on your meetings. First up, AI is getting a body. And no, this is not science fiction stuff. This is what's happening today, laying the groundwork for what the world looks like in 2026. Amazon is already running its warehouses with 1 million AI-coordinated robots. At BMW, cars are literally driving themselves down the production line. This is the very beginning of intelligent, autonomous systems solving real-world physical problems. And it's not just physical robots either. This same exact evolution is happening in the digital world. It's called Agentic AI. And the key idea here, the thing you really need to get, is that these aren't just tools you command like a calculator. They are teammates you direct. They can take on complex, multi-step tasks, they can learn from your feedback, and they can work right alongside you to get a job done. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. This slide shows a huge gap. You see that? While almost 40% of companies are piloting these AI agents, only 11%, just 11%, have actually put them into production. And that highlights the real challenge. There is a massive difference between just trying something out and actually making it work as part of your day-to-day operations. So, what's the secret sauce for that 11%? What separates them from everybody else? Well, this quote from HPE's CFO really gets to the heart of it. The companies that are winning aren't just using AI to patch a single problem. No, they're fundamentally redesigning the entire process with AI in mind from the very beginning. They're aiming for total transformation. Of course, you can't run this revolutionary new software on an old, rickety foundation. This massive shift to AI, it requires a complete teardown and rebuild of the digital infrastructure we've all spent the last decade creating. We're talking everything from data centers to cloud strategy. You know that cloud-first strategy that everybody was talking about for the last decade? It's just not enough anymore. AI has totally different needs. The new model is this strategic hybrid approach. Use the cloud for its massive elastic scale. Use your own on-premise servers for consistent, reliable performance. And you use edge computing, processing data right where it's created, for those split-second decisions. And we have to talk about power, because fueling this whole revolution is a monumental challenge. Get this, by 2030, AI-driven data centers could be eating up 8% of the entire electricity supply in the United States. Think about that. This isn't just an IT problem, it's a huge environmental one. And it's forcing a radical new focus on efficiency. And look, with all this incredible promise, there's also significant peril. As AI gets more and more powerful, it creates new kinds of risks that we just cannot afford to ignore. Everything from new cybersecurity threats to the weaponization of misinformation. First, you've got the security dilemma. We absolutely have to use AI to defend our systems at a speed no human team could ever hope to match. But
Our adversaries are using the exact same technology to launch more sophisticated, more rapid attacks. It's become this high-stakes, constant game of cat and mouse.
Next up is a problem that's kind of baked into the system itself, a pretty significant diversity gap. As you can see here, with only 12% of AI researchers being women, there's a real and acknowledged risk that the systems being built will have major blind spots and embedded biases. This is a factor that strategists are really starting to focus on when they think about the long-term health of this technology.
And finally, we have the huge problem of misinformation. The very thing that makes AI so powerful, its ability to generate believable content at an unimaginable scale, well, that also makes it the most powerful engine for spreading disinformation the world has ever seen. It has the potential to sway opinions, disrupt markets, and just completely erode public trust.
Okay, so we're facing this incredible speed, this transformative potential, and all these significant risks. What's your playbook? How do you actually navigate this new era and make sure your organization comes out ahead? Well, the first rule seems to be you gotta think big. The leaders who are actually succeeding have moved way past just tinkering. They're not getting stuck in what some people call pilot purgatory, that endless cycle of small tests that never actually lead to anything real. Instead, they identify their absolute biggest business challenge and aim AI squarely at solving it. All right, let's break down this pattern for success. First, always lead with the business problem, not the tech. Find your biggest headache, then find the tool. Second, redesign your operations. Don't just do the same old things faster. Use AI to completely rethink how work gets done. Third, prioritize speed over perfection. It's way better to get a good solution out the door quickly than to wait forever for a perfect one. Fourth, and this is huge, design with your people, not just for them. Get your employees involved. And finally, treat change as a continuous process. This isn't a one-and-done project. It's a constant adaptation. So, it all comes back to this one fundamental shift in mindset. The entire playbook, really, can be boiled down to this one question. It's no longer about chasing every shiny new thing the technology can do. It's about having the discipline to step back and ask, what should we do? What's going to create the most value for our business? Because that innovation flywheel we talked about at the beginning, it doesn't slow down. In fact, it compounds. And that means the gap between the organizations that get this right and the ones that fall behind, it's not going to be a line. It's going to be a chasm. And it's getting wider exponentially every single day. The decisions you're making right now will determine which side of that gap you land on in 2026. The future isn't just something that's happening to you. It's something you're building, one choice at a time.